been increasing the unemployment rate now for quite some time.
That's right. Tom Briscoe hasn't been able to hold down a job for nearly 15 years.
His long-suffering wife understands, but it has cost him through school, the military, and his real day jobs while he was pursuing a career as a comedian. He is the man who never found his place in the workforce.
Joining us now is Treehouse Comedian Tom Briscoe.
Yes,
thanks for joining us,
me.
Tom.
Thank you very much.
That was an interesting introduction there for you. Now you were once a beer truck driver. Tell us about
that. Yeah, I started pursuing comedy after I had a house and two kids and the wife and the grass to cut on Saturdays. And so I had all these jobs pursuing a comedy career. One was driving a beer truck. Well, it was a UPS truck.
Oh, you just brought the
turned
beer
it into a beer
yourself.
truck.
Okay.
So that didn't work out too well for you.
Then I was working for a beer truck company who was delivering Heineken. And I was the partner and the other guy was the driver, so you'd be drinking beer all day. I like Budweiser. So the boss walked in and I got in trouble. Not for drinking on the job,
for drinking
Budweiser.
The whole brand recognition thing. That makes sense. And then also you were a billboard painter after that.
Yeah, well, I was someone who painted things white. I wasn't really an artist. In the old days, you know, you had to paint the billboard.
Right.
Well, they had to paint it white to put on the new billboard. So all I had to do was paint it white.
Oh, okay. So you just had the big roller and you.
But a terrific fear of heights, and I would just. I got this vertigo stuff. They had to bring me down like I was crying like a schoolgirl, because I used to do the signs around the roads, and they had to do a high sign, one of those really big high ones.
Yeah.
So I climbed up. And I wear the safety straps. Oh, those are for girls. You don't need a safety straps. I'm climbing up this pole, and I got this vertigo, and they actually had to cut the work, and I crawled down. I was terrified.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I didn't last on that job for too long.
I guess so. Tom, we can find you on cruise ships. That is a real serious job that you have.
No, yeah, it's a real serious job. I get to travel around the world and drink all day. Yeah, that's a real tough job. But yeah,
somebody's got to do it, right?
I'm now a professional comedian, and I have a one-man show called So I Got Fired from That Job. And they're vignettes of jobs that I've had, some real, some not so real. But everyone can relate to. What I want to do is celebrate the job that never shows up on your resume.
Right. Yeah,
everybody has one.
So Teresa, have you had any that have been kind of
Yes,
not
I
talked about?
worked in my father's office, who was a foot surgeon, so I would clean up the rooms after he would see patients. Like we're talking toenails and stuff.
Really?
Very glamorous.
Yummy, huh? Tasty.
Not on my resume.
Well, I'm talking about the ones where you didn't show up, where you showed up and they said you got to clean up the toenails. Like, I'm going out for a cup of coffee, and then you never come back.
Adios. No, I never quit. He knew where to find me.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm trying to think what mine was. Probably I worked on a horse farm. I had to clean up horse stalls.
Gee, I wonder what your first day was like at the horse farm.
It was I was.
That might be worse than the toenails.
I don't know. They're both kind of gross. And you've had some other interesting jobs. You've been
all kinds of jobs. Yeah.
Corporate sales trainer.
I was a sales trainer. I was a sales rep for a big company, and my boss kept coming when I was closing on a deal. My boss always showed up so he could take credit, and I would introduce him as Ned Flanders from the Springfield office. When we do the introductions,
and it probably went right over everybody's head. Oh, hi, Ned. How are you?
So on the way to one meeting, so you call me Ned Flanders from Springfield one more time. So of course I'm like, hey, everybody's my boss, Ned from the Springfield office.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so I became a sales trainer, and that's like golf. It's an overanalyzed. There's a lot of money to be made just telling people nonsense. So the body language thing always got me,
So you're like making stuff up for the salespeople who then have to make up.
Yeah, telling them how to close a deal and all this other stuff, and so I did that for a while. But
do you have any tips for us how to close a deal?
Yeah, just ask for the order. I call it the you moron close.
Oh, okay.
You put a pen in their hand, just sign the order, you moron.
Huh?
That's pretty much how you close it.
It's pretty straightforward. And then you live at home. You have. Wife, you've been married for
30 years.
30 years.
2 grown daughters. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a girly girl house.
It's the girliest girl house on the planet Earth. My house is a shoe warehouse that smells like potpourri. That's my house.
Lovely.
Yeah, of
What's
course
wrong
you
with
would
that?
love it.
That's great.
That really gets my appetite going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's why I'm on the road all the time doing comedy, because I don't quite fit in there. Got a dog. I got one of those big Pomeranians.
Girl?
Yeah, female Pomeranian. It's not even a dog, it's a blow-dried guinea pig in a tutu. That's what that is.
It's adorable.
You should have brought it on the show. We could have put it in the little bassinet thing here. And
pet
it a little bit.
And I might have forgotten it. Daddy might have left it at work. Oh well, you know what I mean? Because I wanted one of those big pit bulls, Doberman,
but you got the little
Shetland
pony.
You
pony
needed a
thing.
man in your house, huh?
Yeah. Now they want to get another dog. They want to get a greyhound. I'm like, no, I don't want another dog, because they're old now. They're moving out of the house. They think it would be nice if you have a companion. I don't want another dog. We could go to Florida, and we're going to rescue a greyhound. Are you familiar with this? You rescue the greyhound dogs that they race down at the dog tracks in Florida. So we compromised. I went to Florida, but I didn't go to the dog track. I went to a nursing home, and I rescued a retired greyhound bus driver.
That wasn't
that
the
also
point.
works.
His name was Gus. He was a good companion.
And
he
that's
was,
It was
who-
probably fun.
He
You
was.
have to
He was
clean up after him.
and didn't have to worry about toenails, and it was awesome.
And that's
There
who
you go.
drove you here to the studio today, right? Because you say you don't have a car
no,
as a
what happened
comedian.
was you know, he used to just drink coffee from a thermos and complain about traffic all day, but one day he snapped at the kids, so we had to put him down. So we miss poor old Gus.
Yikes.
He will be missed. He will be missed. Now you have some shows coming up. Treehouse Comedy.
Treehouse
right?
Comedy Club, yeah, Saturday night, January 30th. That's it, yeah, 30th, next Saturday, right?
Okay.
30th, yeah,
All right.
Treehouse Comedy, one man show with some special guests.
Perfect.
And it's the So I Got Fired from that show. So it's a lot of stand up. I have a lot of slides. I have a lot of travel stories because I've traveled so much with the cruise ships.
Right.
You know, taking off a witch doctor in West Africa was always a fun thing to tell people about, and sneaking into Russia. And
Wow.
I was actually in Russia illegally. It was awesome. It was great. Yeah.
Well, you
We're going to have to see your show for that. Tom, thanks so much for being here. You're a
Thank
funny
you, guys.
guy.
Thanks.